Flosstube friends, how are you? I wanted to come on and give you a whip update and share with you some more FFOs. I want to thank you for all the new subscribers. We are on our way to almost 1,000, so that's really amazing. I'm Lisa, Little Annie Z, on Instagram, and my mom and I started this Flosstube channel a couple years ago, and she might join me again sometime in the near future, but today I've got lots to share with you. So thank you for new subscribers, and for those of you that are coming back. If you're not subscribed, I would love to hit that 1,000 mark if you so choose. But I really just do this for fun, just to share and interact with all of you. So let me start with my FFOs. My friends Carolee from Stitching is Elementary and Michelle Stitching by the Moon. Michelle is on Instagram and Carolee is also on Instagram, but she has a Flosstube channel. And we started this Chessie and Me pattern, and I did fully finish it. I modified it a little bit. I really love this over one verse, but I just could not get the over one to look right for me. I'm not sure what it was. I've done over one verses before, but for some reason it wasn't working for me. So I did something a little bit different. There's actually 3 pieces. So the needle book, the scissor fob, I think that's a little pin cushion. So I'll share with you what I've done. So this is the back of it, actually. It has my initials on it. I did this on 36 count Grace Notes fabrics called French Vanilla, and I used various Aurifloss spools from Lori Holt's Prim collection. And this is the front. So instead of the over one, I used what would have been on the inside and put it right here. It says needles. I did do the over one little scissors right there because I thought those were so cute. So I tried that. It looks okay from here. And then when you open it up, I just put some, this is cotton, but it looks like wool. This is actually screen printed cotton. It does feel like flannel. And I thought that would be good to put as like a floss bed. You could stick pins in this also if you wanted. And then the little scissor fob, I finished with some, I think that is French General fabric on the back that matches the inside. And I could put little scissors in here. I can also stick some pins in this too if I wanted to. Let's see what the little scissors would look like. So I think it's cute. I love making stitching accessories. And I just wind this around like that. So that's Chessie and Me's Miss Nettie's Needle Usefuls, all finished. Now my next one is Our Lasting Friendship. This was an ongoing project that I started right around Christmas time. I got all the girls in my family to stitch their initials, and it's by Blackbird Designs. This is it right here. I have thought about doing that memory box also at a later date. We'll see. You'll notice in my FFO that I did not do the border. And I have a little bit bigger frame because I didn't want to have a custom frame made. So I just got you know, one of the sizes that's readily available. I think it's 11 by 14 maybe. But this is my finish. I did this on 36 count fabric flare ivory even weave. And I love how it turned out. I did choose to keep the glass on it. I usually don't keep the glass on my frames. And I got this frame on Amazon. I'll show you a close-up. I did change the color palette a little bit, and I've talked about that in my other floss tubes. But this was really fun. It was enjoyable because I really do love that soft color palette. And that is framed, and it sits in an easel on my desk. So that's Our Lasting Friendship. I may have called it Feast of Friendship at first, because I did do Feast of Friendship, but this is Our Lasting Friendship. Okay, and then a couple other little things that I made that I wanted to share with you. Our Lasting Friendship, I made a needle minder to go with that. Let's see if it will focus. Maybe not. But I just printed on some fabric canvas. I took a snapshot of the framed finish, and I emailed it to myself, and then I printed it in very small, I edited it in Microsoft Word, printed it off, I glued it onto a round piece of wood that came with this little hoop. Behind this, sandwiched in between the back and the front, I put a nice large round magnet. So it will be strong enough. This little smaller magnet just is, the two magnets together are strong enough to go through the wood. And I can stick scissors on there. So I think that's awesome. Could be a needle minder or a scissor keep. And it's a nice memory to have when I'm stitching something else later on. And then last, I made I was watching Linen and Scraps, Kathy and Molly, and at the end of their most recent Flosstube video, they mentioned that they might do a workshop or something making these tags, and out of greeting cards and things like that. So I wanted to let you know to tune into that if you're interested. But I had a really sweet birthday card from my daughter, pardon the pun. It's very sweet with all these cakes. This is right up my alley. I love this kind of stuff, baking and all that. And the back is really cute. So I made a floss card out of this. I just put some three holes at the bottom, one at the top. I got this leaf ribbon at Hobby Lobby. I thought that was really cute to add to this. And then just a piece of vintage lace that I had from my lady over here. I need to name her. What should I name her? I need to name her. But anyway, I thought that was really cute. And let's see. Okay, so now I'm going to share my whips with you. I did a little bit more work on my Flossy Sampler. And this is, I downloaded the PDF, my Flossy Sampler. She did hers in red. And I'm doing mine on 18 count needle bling called Heirloom. Sorry, I know it's wrinkled. I just took it off the Q-snap. But I used a combination of Sea Shelly by Classic Colorworks and Charlotte's Pink by Weeks Dye Works. So I am almost done with this. I have the bird left to do next to the Z, finish this row, and then I have one more row to go across. So whenever I get close to finishing something, I work on it until I finish it, and then I'll continue with my other whips. But this is going to be so cute when it's finished. I love it. That is my Flossy Sampler by Mrs. Flossie. Okay, and now, I think I just shook you. Teresa Kogut for the Love of Nature. This is such a fun stitch. Let me pull it out. This is what it looks like. This I'm going to make into a pillow. That's my plan for right now. And I'll put it in a basket, I think. It's going to be roughly 13 by 13, so not too big of a pillow. And this is on 32 count Fox and Rabbit ballet slippers. And this is what I've got done so far. I'm using 2 strands of various, believe they're Classic Colorworks, I'll have to double check, and DMC. I changed the year to 1872, which I believe is when the U.S. National Parks Service started, right around the time that Yellowstone became a national park. I think that was our first national park, if I'm not mistaken, up in Wyoming, maybe? But this is fun. Love this. Let me grab the pattern. Oh, I'm sorry. There's just a couple Classic Colorworks and DMC, but the majority is Weeks Dye Works. And I'm using mostly all of the called for on that. Okay, next I've been working on my Consider the Lilies by Heartstring Samplery. This is a big one, as you know, but I just love it. I am really enjoying every bit of this. And I am working on this section right here. And this is where I'm at. And I am doing this on 32 count Fiber on a Whim, Milk and Honey. And little by little, you know, of course this is just going to be a very long-term project, but I love those colors. And I really like this fabric. It's really nice to work on. So that's really so beautiful. I love this stitch. And last, my last whip is Sarah's Sewing Bag by Stacy Nash. I'm doing this on 36 count Lakeside linen called Fawn. This is the back of the bag. This is the piece that folds over, and that's the front. And I believe I just saw Sarah Stitchery. I saw her last Flosstube, and I think her and Sarah W are stitching this, which makes sense. Their names are Sarah. So I have finished the front, the inside front, which is that part right there when it's turned right side around. Stitching it upside down is different for me. I love the colors on this fabric. I just love this fabric. So I've actually begun a little bit of the grass on this side. So I've finished that one part of the envelope, and now I'm moving to the back of it. Can't wait to get to that house. But that will be a fun stitching accessory. I'm loving Stacy Nash's stitching accessories. I just can't wait to get to more of them. Okay, so I have a couple collection editions, some things that I wanted to share with you that I've purchased over the last, I guess it's been a couple months maybe since I've actually shared my whips with you in my last segment of collection editions and so on. But I've got, let me see here, they're behind me. Okay, I went to an exhibition at my county's what is it called? The History Center, my county's History Center. My library had a free pass and I went, and it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. They had an exhibition. Let me see when this exhibition was. In 2014. So I missed it, but I was able to pick up a book that's called Women's Work, a survey of handmade textiles from my county. And when I was leafing through this, there's so many beautiful things that have been added to the collection and they took pictures of. And it's so neat when you live in a small town and you see names of people that you know. Like one of my friends' grandmothers or something like that. So I just wanted to show you. Here's some quilts. So I really loved going through this. I wish that I could have seen the exhibition, but this is the next best thing. Okay, and then my mom and I went out for my birthday and we went to the fabric store and I picked up some things at the fabric store. First of all, I wanted to show you this. I have never seen this before. It's let's see, 2.5 inch covered button. Isn't that awesome? My mom said that would be good if you made a bag and just as an embellishment to the bag or something like that. So I got that to stick in my stash, so I have it if I wanted to use it. It's huge. But I picked up this fabric that I thought this would make a really cute project bag. It's Victorian Ladies. Isn't that awesome? I have never seen anything like this before. So I got a half a yard of it, or maybe a yard, I don't remember. Let me see if I could tell you who the maker of this fabric is from this, if there's a selvage on it. Yeah. It's called The Gilded Age by Amy Stewart for Michael Miller Fabrics. So I thought that would be really cute to make a project bag out of. And then I treated myself with, my mom and dad gave me some birthday money, and I put it towards a fat quarter bundle. This is Rendezvous by Three Sisters, and it's gorgeous, really gorgeous. I love the navy and the green together. I was thinking maybe I'll do a project bag with those two colors. Let me see if I could show you some of these. No, it's not doing it justice, but just looking at it like this, isn't that awesome? Love it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to make out of this, but I just love having it on my shelf and looking at it. Okay, let's see. And then I've got a new pair of scissors. Oh, sorry. You kind of saw them when I put it in the Miss Nettie's Useful, but I love scissors. When this came in the mail, my husband was like, you got another pair of scissors? These are, I think they're called Solingen, if I'm not mistaken. But I love the two-tone, the silver and the gold. They're really cute. Really cute, cute, cute. Pretty scissors. Okay. I wanted to share with you now, I've been getting into gardening. My husband is the gardener here, and but I have gotten into watching Garden Answer, Laura from Garden Answer on YouTube. I'm going to put her channel link below because not only does she garden, but she has an amazing English type garden and statuaries. I think you guys would like to even just look at. But she does some fun things with her kids out in the garden and in the kitchen if she brings her produce in. But mostly her plants are flowers. So I started a garden journal, and I wanted to share this with you guys because I think you would like these pretty pads and pens, even just to make notes when you're watching Flosstube, or if you wanted to make your own garden journal. But these came in a 3-pack, and I don't think I've ever shared these with you before, but they're really pretty, handy little, you know, with the elastic, handy little notebooks. Let me see if I can show you. This one is cute with the hummingbirds and pretty botanical type look to them. Spiral bound, lined paper on the inside. And this is what I'm using as my garden journal, and of course I needed a matching pen. And so I've been watching how to make a garden journal on YouTube, and I just been saving all of my, you know, what I've been planting in my containers. I've been really into container gardening, and writing down what's working, what's not working, where I've planted it. And it's so fun watching things pop up now this time of year in my containers. And if you're interested in the pens that have the, you know, the little rubber tip for using on your phone or on your iPad, I love these pens. They're ballpoint. I love ballpoint pens. The gel pens I don't really like, but this was fun because it was multicolor pack. So if you're interested in these, I'll put the link down below in case you are interested. But what I really wanted to share about my garden is I love the statuary things that you can just decorate with. And I picked up little Nellie and little Frederick that are gonna sit. We have a pond in my front yard, one on each side of our porch. And they are just adorable. And they're fishing. It's perfect. They're the perfect size to sit side by side. So I wanted to share those with you guys because I thought they were adorable. And especially this time of year when things are blooming and you start thinking about decorating, you know, your outdoor space. What I did was, this came separately in the box that Amazon sent, and so I put a little bit of E6000 inside so that the pole won't blow off. It's kind of a shallow spot here, and I have her fish on her hat because the glue is still a little bit wet. So anyway, I thought those were super cute and wanted to share those with you guys. Well, I think that is all that I have to share with you today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to being with you again next time, and maybe I'll have some more finishes. I'm hoping to finish Mrs. Flossy Sampler. So until next time, guys, bye-bye.